Hello and welcome to another episode of Command Protocols. This time we're doing a TTS recap. I'm going to be recapping the game that I just had yesterday at the Birmingham ITT, which was a big team tournament in the UK. It's for the UKTC tournament. I was playing with one of the Team England squads. It was comprised of 5 people that were all applicants. So I was on one of those teams. There was 3 England teams that went in total, and this game was against Jack Tite, who was on the other England team. But his England team was comprised of entirely squad members, whereas our team was 2 squad members, and then myself, Raphael, who's also in War Masters, and James, who is part of Dead Red Gaming. So I'm just going to be walking through the game while I'm fresh. It's fresh in my head. Um, Obviously, we're going to be talking about all the run through the ITT. That's going to be in a video that's probably going to come out before this one, but I'm just doing this before we release that. So I'm just going to be explaining how I use my list, because I got a lot of questions about how I use the psychomancers, because this is the first tournament I've taken them. After saying that they weren't I didn't think they were that good, or they were pretty cute or whatever, but they've impressed me massively, especially in team play, where you can kind of avoid the matchups that they're not that great. And yeah, I'm just going to be telling you how I played this game, and I'm not going to say how it went until the end of the video, just because if you want to watch or listen to our recap of where we talk about the games, then I don't want to spoil it for you. But yeah, I'll just jump straight into it. So this map and mission is round 4 on UKTC, and round 4 is now Linchpin. So it used to be Burden of Trust, which was an awful mission, but Linchpin's actually my favourite mission. Not because we're good at it or anything, but because it's just a lot fairer for some armies, that if you lose your home, you're not just guaranteed to just get primary all the time. You can actually, a strategy to attack your opponent's home is actually quite good, but obviously we're not amazing at that anyway. So obviously my list is one that I've been running Awakened for ages now, quite a few months. Had a lot of success with it, but this time I put the Psychomancers in. So my list is Imhotep, who's my Warlord, Orokin, and Royal Warden. Royal Warden has the stealth. Orokin gives the warriors a 4-up invuln. So I've obviously got the warriors. I've got the thralls to go in the warriors just to add more beef. I've got 2 psychomancers just by themselves, chilling up in here and here. 3 Skullpet Lords, one there in the squads, and one's in the transport, who's got the Field of Pain. I've got a single just normal destroyer, and then I've got 2 squads of Scarabs, 2 DDAs, a Ghost Archer Reanimator, and 5 Flayed ones. And Imhotep. Zeraz. So obviously, what the list does, and I tell a lot of people this, is it doesn't have that much damage. Like, it's got 2 DDAs, and then the Scorpet Lords are all right. And Scorpets are decent for damage. And it's got a lot of lethals here and there, like a lot of just lethals from the Gauss and all that, and a little bit more wounds and so on. But it's just incredibly good at holding primary and denying primary. And if you use it correctly, I did a video obviously talking about the tips and tricks that you can do with warriors and stuff, and I'm going to showcase some of the stuff I did in this game, which also were in conjunction with Psychomancers. And it's just about how you use the warriors, and you can win games with pretty much just the warriors by themselves. And the damage is just nice to keep your opponent honest, because obviously if I didn't have these DDAs in this list, he could just walk out and disrespect me. So what's Jack playing? Jack has taken a crazy Dread Mob list. So Orc Dread Mob, because obviously Mordaka got nerfed, and he's been playing tactical, but he's been playing this Dread Mob list, and it's actually really good. So the list is 3 mechs. One has the no cover, ignore cover enhancement. He's got 4 units of Gretchen because they're battle line in this. So obviously one's a 20 man. He's got some Gretchen in this one. Gretchen on his backfield, Gretchen up here, and I couldn't quite remember where this squad went. I can't remember if it went inside. I don't think it did, or if it was, or there was two squads in here. Maybe I think that's actually what it was, because he did advance twice. So yeah, there's four squads of Gretchen, squad of all boys just as sticky as home, and OC for later on. Let's put that there. Got a lot of stuff in this one. There we go. So, and their transports as well, which is crazy. He's obviously got Zogrod. He's got two mechs with attack guns. Was all in forts and reserves. He's got 25 looters. The 10 mans have a mech. Because of the mech basically gives them the detachment rule. Big mech with shock attack gun with tank busters ×2, obviously, and then these guys are in reserves. These guys are in the transports, and then a mech's in this one as well. So the Morkanauts are the more shooty ones, like the more anti-tank kind of shooting. And then this Gorkanaut just has so much DACA, like 20 attacks there, if you can see at the top, with a mega shooter. And you can pick sustained as well and do 4 rolls to hit, so it's crazy. And it's got, 2 lots of D3 blast, which is obviously going to be +8 against us. It's got a flamer, and then it's got a big shooter as well. So it just does a lot of damage, like fucking tons of damage. A lot of Titanic as well, so they can just touch into this terrain and see through it. Jack. So obviously, if you don't know how teams work, there's 5 team members. They're in this one in particular, and you do a matrix, which is basically where you kind of predict what score you think you're going to achieve, points wise, diff wise, against your opponent, and then you put down one of your cards in secret, both of you, and then you both reveal, and then give 2 of your cards to attack their defender, and then you do it again, and then the ones that were left over play each other. So I didn't get put down as first defender this time. Usually I would be, but in this round we put Grey Knights down, and then I went down as the second defender, and they attacked me, or they put down, what was it? I think they put down Orks as a defender, and I was one of the only ones left, so I had to attack into it. And when they handed the card between mine and whoever else we put to attack into him, I just said to him, I was like, yeah, you're picking me. I was like, Jack, where do you want to set up? Like, you're going to pick me between me and him, because I thought this was a small loss for me. And then it turns out he thought it was a small loss for him. So one of us was going to be wrong, and it was about to see, and we're going to find out who it is. So yeah, he's got the 3 big shooty guys that are pretty tough, but they're quite slow. Loads of OC2 bodies, just a ton of OC2 bodies, and a lot of DACA. Like it's just the sustained, and you can do re-rolls. You can spend a CP for extra damage. It's quite, and then he's picked the open board as well, so I can't stage and hide behind any of these ruins. He's just so he can move about and see me and shoot me, which is correct, definitely. So the way I've deployed, and the reason I've deployed how I've deployed, I've spread the Necron Warriors out, as I always do. I always spread them out so they can start moving towards any direction they want. But in my game plan here, I can't really do much about this. I can't attack it. You can't hold it from this side of the wall, but I can't. There's a lot of area to cover. And the thing is with some of his units is that them overwatching is basically just another shooting phase, because hitting on 6s and sustained, it's just with full reroll to hit. It's just or reroll 1s to hit. I think it's he's still getting a lot of hits. So yeah, I've spread them out and I put them in the open because he's not going to commit turn 1 to shoot these while I've got 2 DDAs that can shoot back. Because he really needs to get into position to actually try and tackle them. But he does have the capability to kill them in one go. If I low roll or he high rolls a tiny bit, he definitely has the ability to kill them in one go. So I need to be careful. And the stealth doesn't even matter because he can do +2 to hit, because he can give +1 to hit with the mech, and then he can give +1 to hit in the war, so they become +2. So it's net +1. So it doesn't even, the stealth doesn't matter at all. I've deployed the Psychomancer here so I can cover the objective with his 18 inch, the same as like a Neurolictor would. Apart from he has to stay behind a wall, 18 inches. I can just cover the objective. So if he touches onto this objective with one unit, and I have one model on there, because all of his leadership's really low, it's leadership 7, leadership 7. These Gretchen are leadership 8, I think, but the Runt Herd's 7, I believe. Yeah, so 7. It's all, and because this battle shock forces at -1, it's all really unlikely that he passes 2. So I've got like this one covering this one. He can cover half of this one. He covers this one. So, and then I could potentially start moving this up, cover this one depending on where he goes. So I'm just keeping them there to force battle shocks. And also he has a reactive move stratagem with these Gretchen that do mortal wounds. So really annoying, because obviously they can just like move block me. I move near them, then they move in the war. It's not even just a flat move 6, it's a move your move. It's like you move your movement characteristic. So these guys move 12 inches in the war because of Zogrod. So in the war, they've got a 12-inch reactive move, which is just insane. So they're really, really helpful, these Psychomancers. DDAs are just covering this line up to like this line if he comes out. I've put this one in the open here because I don't think he wins a firefight with a DDA that's stationary with next to a reanimator. I just don't think he does enough damage with this, and it's not got any of his like anti-vehicle stuff inside of it. So I just put it in the open. Scarabs to do actions early. That's basically why they're on the edges, and they get OC by being near these guys, so he can like come down, give it OC, so on. Obviously, I'm just hiding stuff here, and then he's like right against the wall, this arc, so then I can just get my Scorpet Lord out here and then move 8. So it just gives him a bit of distance. Zeraz is here, so I can cleanse the middle objective or just move there, or I can move this way. And he's just obviously near the warriors at the beginning. Scorpex, the same thing. Flayed ones. I was going to block the scout, but they're so far strung across like this. I could block the scout here, and then he can't come to this objective, or I could block the scout here and he can't come to this objective, but then I just die anyway. So I didn't think he'd do that. I just put them here so I can just do an action on this point basically for a turn. I just want to be able to cleanse or something first turn. So Jack goes first, which is good for me, basically because I can just play it slow, just get end game score. And if I think I'm going to lose, which I was predicting a loss, a small loss, I'm playing to keep it close. So I don't need to. I just need to deny the primary where I can, or keep mine the same. Not let it slip too much, and just hope I get passive cards, and then just keep the game close like that. And then I can just score at the very end of the game. If I have all these warriors alive, I should have enough OC to just move on to the points and take and get 13 at the end. So that was my game plan. So he goes first, and he gets some Gretchen out, and he only rolls a 1 on the advance, so he doesn't make it to the objective. And I should tell you what cards he actually gets first round. So he draws Marked for Death and Recover. So then he flips that for a CP and gets Secure and Recover. So he doesn't roll high enough on the advance. He only gets like a bloody 1 or something, and he's deployed a bit far back here. So he can't get to the objective with a 1. He's like just out. And so he doesn't bother re-rolling it. He just puts them here and just hides them for next turn. I'm not going to go out, just so I can't get a DDA on them, but I'm not going to go out and just try and kill Gretchen. It's just not even worth it. I think he put them like here so they can't be shot by the DDA. Something along the lines like that. And then he got his mech out as well because he did recover. He put him on this line just so I couldn't see. So I couldn't see him essentially in the same Same for me. So we just put it in there. Obviously, he can just touch the terrain whenever he wants and shoot through. But again, he didn't want to take that fight. So he gets him out. He's got low nop being near this guy. So he does recover. Zograf's scouted back as well, I should say. Because they scout 9 at the beginning. And then he just put Gretchen out there. Because he's obviously got the reactive move. So he can just plonk a Gretchen there. And then like reactive move afterwards. And then you just spread out like this. I should probably. Oh, can't get rid of the deployment zones. That's fine. Maybe if I. No, just can't get rid of them. Well, looks like they're staying. So he pretty much just did this and line the wall. It was more like there. Probably there. Okay. And then the boys stickied that. He moved out here with that, but again, just so I can't see down this line. And I can't see obviously over here, so he just towed onto there. The boys chilled where they were. This guy went here, so if I moved my DDA out, I wouldn't be able to see him. Obviously, I can't. I'd have to move. He doesn't want to. Basically, he just doesn't want to get shot where I can stay still and shoot him. He wants me to move because it drastically reduces the amount that you can be seen. And then yeah, that was pretty much about it. It was quite a passive turn. He got his small secure, and then he recovered. So ended up getting 2 points for secure, and then he recovered for 3 because I couldn't stop it. So my first turn, I basically so in this one there's tank busters and 5 looters, and the tank busters are pretty good into the warriors. So I was pretty scared of that. And then this Gorkanaut's really scary as well, and that's got looters in, and just looters I think. So yeah, it's pretty scary. Oh, that's the one that's Gretchen in. I remember now. So that one got his Gretchen out, and that one had Gretchen and looters in. And the Gretchen were out there because he got the Gretchen out like really late on. Or maybe it was from that one. God, I'm terrible at this. The fine details. Regardless, I had my turn, so I drew first round. Call the Horde, which I can do, which obviously that's one of the first times I've been on the other end of that stick, so deserved, because usually it's my warriors that are forcing my opponent to do call, but instead it's his 20 Gretchen. So, and because they're battle line in this, so they count as, or is it like infantry? Is it? Yeah, it's 20. I mean, regardless, it doesn't have to be battle line, but yeah, I drew that, got rid of it, got established locus instead, and recover. So I also had recover. So I thought to myself, well, I can recover with the flayed ones, and I measured his movement, and I was like, oh, you can't like get your guys out and see, so I'll move so you can't. And then I just completely had a massive brain fart, but about what you can do. I'll get into that in his turn. So I advanced the Scarabs and I got 6, so they just went all the way up there. The Scorpex just chilled exactly where they are. The DDA was didn't go out to shoot, but I made a silly mistake of just not hiding it enough. I mean, I don't think this terrain is showing because he definitely could see me. I must have been too far back or something, or maybe like a bit like that, so he could like see me from this angle, which I really didn't realise. If he could just move forward a little bit, but a total mistake on my end for not even trying to check. Then this DDA, I knew that he was going to bring stuff in reserves and shoot down here, and again, I had a brain fart, terrible play. So I managed to get a fat advance on these, and they went 14 all the way out, and I was like, well, he's going to come in, so I'm just going to screen him. But his guns are 24, so what I should have done is I should have measured 9 inches from the front of this guy, and then pulled the DDA far enough back, like outside of 24 of him coming in from reserves, but I didn't. It was by like by a little bit that I didn't. Just by chance, I just didn't measure it. I just bloody game 4. I swear to God, I say this to everyone. Like, it's why I always lose round 4 because I just like either sleep like shit or just forget how to fucking play the game. And obviously, Jack is a very good player, so he knows how to capitalize on the little mistakes like that. So, but because I knew it was coming again, I basically tucked these guys in so he couldn't get an angle on them. Took the Ghost Arc in. I battle shocked him as well. I should mention. I used my battle shock, and they failed the battle shock. So that means they can't reactive move. Because the reason he does this is so he can just reactive move away or whatever. So I moved these guys. Now, I don't know why it says I can't make that because you can. It's 5 inches. Oh, it's because I've not perfectly placed them. But I moved them here like this. And now this was a mistake, but from me. I think it was more like this, and then these guys came up here. This was a mistake from me. I put 6 guys out to shoot the Gretchen. I was like, yeah, I get a choice option now. I get to shoot the Gretchen. But obviously, I knew because he told me. He was like, oh, well, with grenade and shooting, like I can probably kill the warriors. Like I can get a good chance of doing a lot of damage to them, like killing them, do a lot of damage. I was like, okay, yeah. So I should have been aware of the grenade, and I should have only really stuck out 3 because he can just auto see me with the Gretchen anyway if he wanted to. Obviously, the battle shock is still a thing that he has to keep in mind. But if he gets an opportunity to kill the warriors like this, then he will go for it. Zara has moved up and went on the point as well. I was going to go this way with Zeraz and then start doing recover assets to try and guarantee it because it would be low op. But I decided to go with the flayed ones instead, which was a mistake. I had the warriors out here basically, just all lined up. They all just I didn't want to spread them across the board when his damage is so like he does have a lot of guns, and if I spread them out too far away, he'll definitely be able to get at least 2 activations into them, and 2 activations of him will definitely kill me. Like no questions asked. Two is pretty likely to kill me because he's got sustain and full rerolls and whatever. So, and then I left the reanimator here because I was like, oh, it's safe, can't move and see me. But again, I tell you, another terrible mistake I made. So he was about there. They were forward there. They were forward there. And then I just ended my turn. Shot some of these guys. I killed about 5 of them, I think. They get in the bin. And then I have my turn, and I get 2 points for establish. Establish. 2 points for establish, and recover's ongoing. So then we go into his turn 2. So he declares war at this point. Doesn't yell at me, which is nice. And then he draws containment and storm. So obviously I'm in the middle. So oh yeah, that's why. Yeah, so I'm in the middle. And so he can storm there, but that's it. I'm not anywhere else. But he keeps the card anyway, and containment's good because he's got Gretchen here, and something there as well. I can't remember where he actually contains, to be honest with this. Oh yeah, no, I remember now. He comes down here. So these are quite far forward. So he comes down here and he manages to get a contain on this board edge. Whoops. This guy contains this board edge. This guy starts coming out and he comes out to about here. Because obviously he's doing the war as well, just so he can get an invuln while crossing the board, which makes complete sense. So what he does with this one is he obviously sees this line that I've left with the DDA foolishly, and so there's tank busters and stuff. So he's lining it all up, and he gets his tank busters out, and they all line up like this, ready to shoot him. And then he spends a CP on the Morkanaut and gives it bloody assault, and he rolls a 6. And I completely forgot that he can fucking tow onto this point, and I forgot I could get assault. I'm absolutely terrible. Yeah. And so now he can see over this building, and he's got really long range guns, like 36 inches, and also 24-inch guns. So he can now see my DDA. You can see this. He's got +1 to hit from this mech. Like this mech was closer. It moves up to here. He comes out here with this one, like this. He gives him +1 to hit when he like moves closer. Or no, he gave him +1 to hit. He's still far away. Yes, we're very good at this video game. And he's with this one. And yep, he gives him +1 to hit. He's giving him +1 to hit. He comes out this way. The looters get out, who are here. And they got out beforehand as well, so they can still charge and everything. Because they're essentially like this. So they go out a bit like that. I think he's actually attached to this unit, but I could be wrong. God knows what I'm doing here. And then Zogrod advanced. I think they rolled a 2 and then CP'd it to a 4, but they're still bloody going. They go like all the way over here to try and deal with, or just take this objective. I'm assuming he just wants to put OC on this objective, and then also at the same time create a giant move block for these Scorpex, so these don't get in trouble, which is a very good play. So they all get out. Everything's moving forward. These guys are just screening. The Gretchen are moving up, and they're coming this way. And then we've got his reserves. So this is his go turn basically, and he. At this point, I'm kind of bricking myself because I've left 2 DDAs in the open, where he can just shoot them for free because of a little bit of misplay, which just goes to show that you can always get better. So these guys do some funky thing like this, and obviously I'm just showing you for these actually weren't this far up because, again, silly me. He did some funky thing like this where what is this guy doing? I don't even know what's going on. Oh yeah, he's with these guys. Yeah, he did something like this, and then put all the bloody looters in between them, so they were all within 24. But he will not need all the looters. That is guaranteed. Okay, so they're all out there. This is his go turn. He's like, I'm just going to kill as much as possible. If I kill the warriors, pretty much game over. Because again, I don't really know what this can do. I've not played against it. I know how many shots it's got. I'm just hoping that it's not enough to kill me. So we've got 1 CP at this point. What because I'm not really committed that much. I've put 6 guys out in the open, and I didn't one guy shoot in. I was like, I don't think that's possible, but no, it definitely is. So, and then I've misdeployed the reanimator, forgetting that you can just come forward and see through the building because you don't play against bloody towering that often anymore. So I should have like tucked him in here. So what he does first is he grenades with this squad, and that's his last CP, and that'll come up why that was a mistake. And he gets does 5 mortal wounds with the with the grenade, almost does the full 6, and I was like, whoa, like, that was close. That could have fucked up. And he's like, yeah. But then he says, I've messed up anyway because I wanted to save a CP for 4-year-olds to hit from this Gorkanaut, because he gives it sustained, because you can either roll on the chart or you can just give it sustained and then it becomes hazardous. Really good. So he gives it sustained and he kills both the thralls and probably 10 warriors, I think. Something around that. I think I had... Oh yeah, then I had all these extras. So I basically had something like this left. That was essentially why I had left. He killed all that. But then I rezzed 9 back. Somewhere around. I mean, the numbers aren't going to be exact. I apologise, but they rezzed so I could heroic Zeraz basically. So I could heroic if they charge Zeraz, because right now I out OC him because they're 1 each, and this is correct. He'd have to charge down here, but then again, even the warriors will kill them in combat, even with their -1 to wound and stuff. Let's put them. I was actually counting 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, something like that. So he's killed a few. And obviously the battle shock stuff as well, that can still be annoying. So I that was lucky, I guess, that he bloody misplayed. Like, he forgot to use the save the strat for the rerolls, because that could have been a lot worse. Like, full rerolling to hit was sustained on that many shots. This Morkanaut can now shoot these, kills them. This Tank Buster squad does their +1 to wound thing, just fucking blow that up. Doesn't matter, just dead. 4 damage each or something, because he used the strat. This Tank Buster squad shoots this, kills it. Oh yeah, and this blows up as well and kills a Scorpet. So we've lost 2 DDAs, some Scarabs on his go turn. And then this guy shoots this, puts it down to 2 wounds. I failed both my saves, which was D6 damage, and I think it was a 5 up or 4 up. I failed both my saves, and I was shitting myself. I was like, oh my god, if he kills this reanimator, I'm in trouble as well. But luckily he didn't, and then he couldn't see down this angle. And then these looters didn't even shoot the DDA, so they just got to shoot and kill this. And yeah, and then these looters shot and killed Zeraz. Just absolutely one-tapped him. These spanners, I failed both my invuns and then took 7 damage or 6 damage from that after my Fiona Pains, and then the looters just one-shot me. I could have gone to ground for a 3-up save or whatever, but just wasn't worth it. Yeah, really, really good. And then he tried to charge. So these, because he obviously came. Well, there we are. Then. He came back to life. They charged. He knew I was going to charge. Sorry, I knew he was going to charge. He knew I was going to heroic. So he was down here. I did heroic. I basically, because I rolled quite high, and Zaraz isn't even in the perfect spot, but I came around like this because he left space, because he charged up like this. He left space so this guy could charge still, and it was and if I res too close or like came too close, I could, because of what I rolled, I managed to not base him everywhere. But if he came too close, it just makes the charge easier. So it was a 10 and he failed, luckily for me. So I was basically like this with the warriors, like that, a bit like that there. So then I can just res onto this point after the dust settles and all that. These guys tried to charge the flayed ones, failed. He tried to charge the flayed ones, failed, and then these guys charged the flayed ones and succeeded. Then they rolled an 11. They managed to fit like down this spot here. He came right round, and then he did this little conga line thing, which was again perfectly done. These guys were at the front because they attacked. I remember. And then yes, he conga lined. Again, this is a really good trick just for move blocking. It's what I do with warriors all the time. You're just charging a line like this to block movement. So now this squad's completely safe. It was like a 9-inch charge. So he's just forcing me to use stuff. So this combat, he does almost nothing to Zeraz. Zeraz actually kills some models. He kills like 6 or 7. I'm going to say 6. Kills 6 of them. The warriors get to then come round and pile in. So I took the point. They attacked. They killed 3 because I had a thrall in there. So we just got just this left. And then they're chilling. Warriors are still in combat, but we're on the point now. Because I must have read some thralls back with the thing. I definitely had 1 thrall. So yeah, he didn't get storm because obviously I took the middle back off him. They died horribly, so I had to keep recover, which is really annoying. But he did score contain quite easily. So my turn too. I'm looking at the board now, and I'm like, oh, that was rough. I've lost all of my anti-tank, pretty much. I've got 2 units of Scorpex left that are not really going to kill a Gorkanaut. I'd have to get quite lucky, or like do some chip damage before. This guy, this Gorkanaut had already taken 3 wounds from Hazardous, so it's down to 17. Zeraz is chilling. He's already res though, but he's on 5 wounds because he didn't take any more. Can't touch this tank buster squad with this unit I've got. So I'm like, well, what do I do? I can't let this tank buster squad activate into me. He's got no fallback and shoot. He's not on this point at all, except with Gretchen. He is on this point by now. I think he moved them up turn 1. I apologise for this being all absolutely skewed, but I am just going off trying to recall an entire game off pure memory. Okay, so yeah, they were like that. I remember now. We're doing it, and he was with his friend. We don't really need to worry too much about them because they didn't move ever again. So yeah, he's on this point. I can't kill 10 Gretchen reliably. I don't want to give any of this shit up. This is too far away. It's just not even worth it. He can have. I'm now on a primary lead because he got 3 round 1, and I got 8. And I've got bottom of turn, so I'm like, right, you can just have the 8 now for the rest of the game. I'm not going to even bother. I'm just going to focus on this part of the board. I'm going to deny this. Use the Psychomancer to try and help me get primary as well. And just use now that he hasn't killed the warriors, that's it. He's blown his load. Like he can't kill. He can't kill them now if I reduce the amount of activations he can get into them. So because this is the thing that does all the damage, right? It's a pain. So what I do is I fall back with the warriors. I res some as well. More importantly, I just resed some forward like that. I fell back this way, and I did have some models up here, so I did end up quite close to these guys, and I fell back kind of like this. I think it was like this side I was on. Or did I come on? Stay on the objective. can't remember if I trusted Zeraz, to be honest. I think I left a guy on there. So I kind of went like this. And there was a lot of warriors here. This is a poor representation. This was, I think I got like most of the squad back, or if not all, and they were just all out, and I had a couple of guys lined up. He rezzed back to full. Don't give a damn. He then hid because I didn't want that to happen again. I woke up a bit at this point, and I was measuring everywhere they could move and see. So I was like, okay, they can't. I'm hidden. Can't be seen. Like, didn't send the guy out. I'm hidden. These are still hidden. They're fine. They moved up. He moved up to this corner. He was here. He moved up to here, and then I kind of went like this, like that. Imatech advanced and went and basically ended up here because he had no reserves now. So I just wanted to get Imatech's mortal wound bomb off at one of the turns if he starts coming down, because I need, now that I've lost all these resources, I need everything I can fucking handle. He came back to life on full wounds. The Psychomancer battle shocked these with this one, so he couldn't reactive move them after me moving the warriors up, because if he did, he could like reactive move them 12 inches away, which is just crazy. So they were the target priority for battle shock. I battle shocked them, and I battle shocked this guy. So for whatever reason, just did it for fun. Zeraz stayed in combat because I just wanted to fight these guys. These guys staged again. I was like, I need to just wait. I can't go now. There's too many. These aren't an issue. This is not on a. There's not on a point. It's far away. That they just moves 8. It'll be a next turn's issue. I need to just focus on getting rid of this, clearing them off the point, and tagging this unit, because I don't want this unit to keep falling back, to keep shooting me. Like, I can't deal with it shooting into me for several turns, and it's just a huge threat to these guys. So after umming and ahhing, oh yeah, I moved these up to the wall because I wanted them just to right up close. And then I'm umming and ahhing, and I'm like, oh, what do I do? What do I do? I shoot these tank busters, or I shoot these Gretchen? So I just put all the warriors into the Gretchen, and I killed all but bloody 2 of the fuckers, and then the runt herd died as well. What are these looters from? Oh yeah, I killed them. That's why. Killed 2 of them. Still on the frigging point, and I killed both the runt herds. So I'm like, oh. And I've gotten. Oh yeah, sorry, I forgot to say what cards I drew. So I drew no prisoners insecure, because I had to keep recover. So I spent a CP and got rid of it and got no prisoners insecure, which is good. So basically, you need to secure this, and then kill stuff. This is like 2 kills, but it's not guaranteed. So I need to just see. Need to try and just maximize. This is 2 kills. So if I kill both of these squads, then I'm getting max on new prisoners. So I shoot all them, and now I'm like, well, I know I have to charge with the Scorpex to get rid of them. I wanted to keep them safe for another turn to then hit these later on, but realistically, if I keep tagging him, it'll just keep moving backwards, and killing this in one go is not likely. So I just charge here, tank shock and kill a Gretchen, I'm pretty sure. And then, yeah, they charge there. Well, not tank shock, it's his mortal wound ability. And then they hit the charge, and they come right over like this. And they basically end up on the point like that, in a big line. And I also end up basically like this. Something along those lines. But still got a warrior on there, so I see him no matter what. They die horribly. I pile in and consolidate. Pretty much like that. He loses a guy. I pile and consolidate. I'm just tagging him. I'm just on the point, more OC, etc., etc. And then these guys both die. Fucking OG, my boy Zeraz, doing God's work. So at this point, I've gotten 2 good cards, secure and secure and no prisoners, 10 points. Even though I've lost my anti-tank, I've just made sure that all of this unit can't do anything now, like pretty much. They can come forward and shoot here, but they can't deal with this stuff, so I don't have to worry about it for a turn. This is just, it's scary, but it's out of my mind. Like this entire part of the board, that is his. So we go into, so flip that. So I've got an 8 on primary. So then he gets 8. He draws behind enemy lines and assassinate, and then he ditches behind enemy lines and gets defend stronghold. Obviously, assassinate. He's got a Zeraz that's on 5 wounds, or 6 wounds, and then a Scorpet Lord there. So he's got assassinate targets. So he moves this forward. He falls these guys back because they can't do anything, and obviously, again, he's a good enough player to know that if you keep the warriors locked in combat, it just gives them movement, like pile and consolidate constantly. It just gives them movement across the board. It's really annoying for him. This guy came out here. Then what else happened? Oh, pardon me. I think he moved up. He tried to go up and over this, but couldn't. So we basically just went up and down here. He moved his tank busters up here, so they can shoot whatever the fuck they want. These guys, fatty ran up here. Just next turn they can start shooting. And then yeah, that's it. I'm quite proud I actually remembered all that. These guys are still chilling in his home. And then he's got Gretchen and looters. These looters got out on the wall there. Yeah, and then he's just got the Gretchen inside of this one. Inside of this one. Fucking hell. Inside one of these 2 buggers. So he's got assassinate. He shoots these guys with this and the little bit of this. Kills them. Dead. Shoots him a little bit. Wounds him. He shoots him. Dead. Assassinate done. Or maybe it was him. He shoots everything to him. He's wounded a little bit. He's just not even bothering with the warriors now because he just doesn't have he doesn't have +1 to hit anymore, like at all. So he'd be hitting on 6s because he didn't have a mech near him and he's not in the war. So they'd be all hitting on 6s shooting into the warriors. So there's just no point. This guy shot that guy. That's why he got nuked. I remember now. Yeah. So then he charged into him. He charged into there. And he could get on the point. I remember. Or was it the looters? No, the looters charged me. He didn't charge. The looters charged me, and I overwatched because I didn't want him to block me off the point because he was just going to move his guy so I can't res onto the point. So I just overwatched kill 4, which was quite nice. So then, yeah, he didn't charge there because he couldn't. So I would be guaranteed that point, and then it's just this one here. He's got 10 OC on it. I can pile and consolidate on, but I couldn't get enough on, as far as I'm aware. So he fights Zeraz and just fucking bashes him into the dirt, essentially. Just flat 6 damage. I failed both my invuns, and I could not be bothered CP re-rolling it because I only had 1 left or 2 left. So then he got assassinate easily. He was going to get defend. I can't stop that. So then I go and I draw containment. marked for death. Been marked for death and get behind, so terrible. And he sent these guys back, and these guys were at this point here, so there was just no way of me getting in his home field essentially. So he was just completely screened out because it was my last turn for him coming on. So he just came on here to do containment. Imatech came out and did containment on this wall. He did containment on this wall. Scorpet Lord. So these guys Overwatch, by the way, is mental. Like, it's just mental. It's just so good because he can pick sustain, so it's just crazy good. So anyway, I'm getting ahead of myself. I battle shocked the Gorkanaut with the Psychomancer. Failed. That's 5 primary. Done. Battle shock with the Psychomancer into the this squad. Battle shocked. No Overwatch. Done. Just so easy. Like, and it's on 8. It's not going to happen very easily for him at all. So I fall back, shoot and charge, and I need to get this guy's on 17, and it's a gamble here. So the way I've done it is, again, I'm going to keep apologising because it's not completely accurate where the models are placed, because it's very difficult to remember everything. But I got these guys out in such a way like this, where he wasn't within 24 of me to Overwatch, because they'll just kill that squad. Like, not even joking, they'll just kill the squad. I'm not, and I don't want to. It's just, I need every single one of them to be able to kill this guy. So I get the Scorpet Lord out here, and he goes like 11 from the thing, so he's like right in front. And then they Overwatch him, and he's got 4 up here under pain. They Overwatch, dead. So I just res him because you can res whenever it dies. Doesn't matter when it dies. So I res him back. He's on 4 wounds. So CP for CP, but it means that it doesn't have to worry about it next turn. It's pretty damn good. That Overwatch killing I was very surprised, but it's just really good. I think the shock attack gun got like 360s to hit, but he was already on a wound after that, so it just didn't even matter. So I shoot the looter, kill that. Shoot them a little bit, kill another one of them. Charge just them, but I rolled a fucking 11, didn't I? And I want to stay on the point here, so I'm trying to like manipulate it so I'm not having to base, and then I'm pulling models like from here to create to make coherency and fucking everything like that. And I end up having like a guy on the point. This guy can't. He was the one that was battle shock, sorry, so he couldn't heroic. So it's, and obviously I've not been resing these guys, but they are back. So it's something like this. These guys charge here. They all obviously get in, and then I'm kind of like, and they were all on the points. These guys were on the point a little bit as well. I was kind of thinking to myself, I don't know actually if I kill this, like 17 wounds, wounding on 5s. Like, I think like on averages I do 17 wounds to a fucking knight on a big knight. It's basically a big knight, the way you got to think about it. I don't think I do 17 wounds to it. I was like, oh, I think I've fucked up here. I should have sent him into there, but I really needed him to tie this up so they can't just come forward and do this. He charges. I was going to charge into both, which would have been big, but I was like, no, I've not got any CP because I had to use it to res him, so I didn't want to get greedy. So and I only just made the charge into here, so I was very lucky. Killed 2 guys with immortals. Killed a further 6 or something with his sweep, but he left it tagged like that, so I couldn't tag this unit. They came forward. These guys are dead. So that's tagged though. That threat's gone. I had to just send him that way to keep this alive. Like, this needs to stay alive. This is doing so much work. I've already gotten primary because of it, and now it's within 6 inches. So if it survives and it's battle shocked, he has to take another one at -1. So really, really helpful. These guys are just getting tagged. Everything's getting tagged. and by some grace of God, I bloody kill this Gorkanaut. Some absolute miracle work. I was absolutely shitting myself. Like, it wouldn't have been the end of the world, but it wouldn't have been good. But you know, it was rough, him losing that. So I was just within 3 inches of the middle with my Lord and everything to deny area denial, completely unintentionally, by the way. But you should be doing thinking about that when you're doing anything like that. These guys. So end of my turn. We've done an hour, so we're getting there. 6 points on contain. No, get rid of that. So at this point, I got 13 primary. And I'm doing all right on cards. It's his turn. He gets 8 again. He draws Call the Horde and Area Denial. How does it fucking feel to draw Call the Horde? Area Denial is possible if he just kills. The Warriors weren't within 3. They were within 6 though, so he could get small area just by killing the Scorp. He had to kill the Scorpex. So he redrew and got Establish. Again, these orcs literally look like they're teleporting, but they weren't. They were here at this point, and he had 3 there, and they were like this, chain linked back. Yes, teleporting boys. The jump. So they were getting him area denial if I died, and also doing homers, which locust now. This guy moves up. You can just ignore that 3-inch piece because he's cool as fuck. He was kind of like that. Big Mac buffed him again. Tank Busters just sat there. These guys fell back. He touched the point there, either by charging or doing that. They fell back once again. I'm just doing that constantly. I just need to get rid of them. Stop shooting. Don't exist. So didn't bother shooting the Warriors. He just shot everything into the middle and killed 3 Scorpex. And then the Lord, I believe, died, and then I brought him back to life. And he couldn't charge. So he was like just next to me. Or he didn't charge for whatever reason. So he didn't get area denial because the score. Oh, what he was going to do is he was shooting it. He shot it with the big mech with a shock attack gun and got 1 shot, and then didn't hit. So he didn't have to force battle shock for me to potentially res. So I managed to. I either resed him or he survived. This guy didn't charge for whatever reason. I think he had to advance potentially to get where he was, but God knows, I can't remember. So yeah, he charged. He did a bit of damage, and then I just rezzed onto the point to take it off him. Oh, did he charge? No, I think I'm lying. I'm sorry. Sorry, everyone. I think I'm lying. He didn't charge because I didn't need to res into the point because what happened next was very funny. So he moved on just to out-OC me. He managed to get on it and out-OC me. So I was like, okay, fucked it, I guess. And then this was out-OCing me as well, just the boys. So then the Psychomancer, I was like, take a battle shot. They failed. And then I said, take a battle shot. And it failed. So then I got another 13 points on primary just because he kept on failing the battle shocks. Couldn't do anything about it. So that's like 3 diff points just then. Then the last couple of turns were kind of quick. Got cleanse and extend. I basically I couldn't move him on enough to cleanse, so he just chilled. The Psychomancer came out and cleansed because I needed to get something, and then extend. So I just shot some of the boys. I didn't do that much in shooting, to be honest. I probably should have put all the warriors into the boys, if I'm honest, but I just kept on trying to shoot them and get rid of them. I actually moved backwards there just so if I rolled a high charge, I didn't have to get all the fucking warriors in. I made sure that I moved enough warriors, so I was more along like this. I made sure I had enough warriors on the point that it didn't matter what I did. I had more than 10 OC on there because I just didn't want him to get the point. Basically, I wanted 12 on there, so it was something along that line. He came out a bit because there's no threat now to that, and as long as I don't get shot, he moved up a bit. Oh, he shot him. That's why I remember now. He shot him and put him on 1 wound, so he lived. And then, so yes, we're all sorted there. He's cleansing. I'm getting extend. He's kind of like that. Okay, so then I charge here. I've barely killed any boys. I missed so many attacks. And then I charge the warriors in there and there. And then up here as well. And I rolled another fucking 11, but I managed to be dodgy with it. It's obviously... I mean, this looks so fucking cheesy. This coherency, but you get the idea. Yeah, and then he was like, "Oh, you were," and then he almost died to the boys, and he was on 1 wound. He's like, "Oh, you were 1 save off losing that for cleanse." And I was like, "No, because they're battle tracks, aren't they?" And he's like, "Oh, I fucking hate psychomancers." So I managed to get 2 points on cleanse. I got extend, and then it's his turn. He gets another 8 on primary because he doesn't have this, and then he draws. This is his turn 5. He draws cleanse and sabotage. So he basically just gets the grots out that are in here because they would. That's why I said they were in there. So he gets the grots out like that. Falls the boys back. They're not battle shocked anymore. And then they cleanse. They cleanse there. He shoots a psychomancer and it dies, but then it comes back to life. He dies. And then he just chooses not to shoot the warriors again. They fall back. So you just keep making them useless. I just don't want them to play. Oh, he's long dead as well. He got shot by them last turn. So then that's basically all he does. Yeah, and then he starts sabotaging like this building or something, which I can't get to. So then my last turn, I draw Assassinating Area Denial, and he's got a mech here. So I go to move the Ghost Arc here. I'm like, oh, I can shoot within 12. Overwatched. Fucking dead. Cool. Force the Battle Shock on the Morkanor actually passes. He actually passed one, which would have been for my area denial because he was within 6. But then I do manage to Battle Shock the boys. So I've just got to kill the Gretchen. I charge, he heroics, but he can't get on the point. And then I managed to kill the Gretchen, so I get small area denial, and then I don't get assassinate. So in the end, the game ended up a 13 point, sorry, a 7. So I'll say it again, a 13-7 to me, which basically means that I beat him by 30 points, if that's correct. Yeah, so not more than 35. Or is it 15 points? I should know this. I meant to know this kind of stuff. 65 to him, 84 to me. So 19 points is that? So not over 20, unfortunately. But yeah, I got a small win. And it was literally down to the battle shocks that he was failing from the psychomancers constantly. They're so good at just against armies like this because they can do it at the start of any phase. The reason I wasn't in range initially to force it on them, so I can just move. I advance just to get in range and then force it on them, so I can get area denial. But imagine if like it went off on him and him, then I'd get big area denial, and that would have been a 14-6 instead. So it's just it's just stuff like that. And then like he's putting 10 OC on, and usually in a game where you've not put enough OC on, there's nothing you can do about it. You just got to take, if your opponents just put more OC on, you've just got to accept that you don't get the point. But having a battle shock that forces like that is 18-inch range as well. Oh, pardon me. It's so helpful. So yeah, they just carried my ass like all tournament. Every single time my opponent would put something on a point, they'd have to either commit with 2 units, because they can't kill the thing that's on it, like the warriors. They just can't kill it. They have to commit with 2 units, which is just giving me resources, so I'll just score later on better anyway because they'll have nothing left. And the warriors literally are just tagging stuff, move blocking. Like this is all this big move block, like tagging everything. Still active on like they're active on 2 entire objectives and stringing out and tagging a unit as well at the same time. That is mental. And then it doesn't matter if a couple die somewhere because you can just bring them back. Even faced with the giant, tanks I can't actually kill. It really mattered, and him being battle shocked, so he couldn't re-roll any saves or anything, or use anything defensively. So yeah, just really, really good. The Psychomancers, I'm very, very big fan of him. Like he battle shocked in his turn, I think, as well, like being within 6 inches, more than once. So it's just a big, big thing, and it worked in a lot of games. So yeah, I ended up winning, which meant that our team ended up winning the round against the other England team, which was really cool. Managed to, I think I scored the highest, but and I was our team's highest scorer, and I was usually first defender, which means they get to pick whatever they want into me, and I was just getting good scores constantly, so it was really, really good. I was really chuffed with how we did. Oh god, I'm super tired. What's going on? But yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed watching. I apologize again for misremembering some of the stuff, but it is quite hard remembering every finite detail. Like I'm really good at remembering the basics, like kind of how things went, but remembering every single detail of where models were placed, it is a lot harder than you think. So yeah, please check out our channel if we're going to be posting more stuff like this. Please have a look, comment, tell me what you think. If there are any games that you want Andy and myself to cover, I might be up for doing like streaming a TTS game against another one of the England players or something like that. We're using Necrons. That's entirely possible. Yeah, just please support us if you can. Comment, subscribe, tell your friends about us, and most importantly, come say hello at tournaments. I spoke to a lot of people at the ITT that said they'd liked our channel, and Andy did as well. But I'm sure we'll have covered that in our podcast episode. But yeah, it's just super nice meeting everyone that's a fan of the channel and likes watching our videos, because we're just two guys that started playing the game competitively only a couple of years ago, and we've suddenly become well-known people. And we were both in your position once, like just playing, like learning. I remember I was really struggling to look for people to teach me about Necrons, that I felt like there was nowhere to find the stuff on the internet, so it's a lot nicer now. So yeah, thank you for watching, and we'll see you soon.